Listen, there's a difference between patience and putting your life on hold or putting your life on pause. A lot of women are talking about that they're having faith for a man to change, but you're really abandoning yourself. And today I want to talk about self-abandonment, okay? Do we compromise in relationships? Yes. But what we don't do is sacrificing years of our life hoping that a man will change and become someone else. That's not what we do. Welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I am a licensed therapist and coach. And today we're going to talk about, are you really waiting on that man to change? Or are you engaging in self-abandonment, okay? And if you're watching this, you're probably engaging in self-abandonment. And I'm going to give you some education about what self-abandonment is, okay? Before I do, starting this Saturday, the 7th, is group coaching. Someone asked me, Smithia, what is group coaching? That's when you come. It'll be me and some other ladies from the Healed Squad. And we're going to focus on healing. We're going to focus on self-love. Whatever question you have, things that maybe I haven't covered on here on YouTube or I can't talk about on YouTube, we're going to talk about it in group. I want you to know that it's not recorded, so it's confidential. You don't have to be on camera. The only thing I ask is that you have some coffee or some tea, hot tea, right? Or if you like cold tea, sweet tea, I'm in the South, that's cool too. Bring you a pen and a notebook so that as I'm dropping nuggets and jewels, that you're able to take notes and to use them as it relates to building. Remember, we're healing our habits, okay? So as it relates to building the life of your dreams and as it relates to healing your habits, that's all you need is a notebook and a pen, okay? Because we're really going to work. This month is the month of love, but for us, it's the month of healing and we're being intentional. So every Saturday this month at 10 a.m., the link will be the first comment pinned and it'll also be in the description. I want to see you there. The spaces are filling up. I think so far for this Saturday coming up, the last time I looked, there are 12 ladies, so there's only 8 more spots available if you want to do this Saturday. The 14th is filling up fast, the day of love, Valentine's Day. So if you want that day, you need to check as well. If you have issues with the link on your phone, look to see if you can log onto a computer and do it that way. Some Heal Squad members said it works that way, especially if it's giving you an error. It doesn't give me an error on my end, but okay. So let's talk about what is self-abandonment now that we got the house announcements out the way. Listen, self-abandonment happens when you ignore your needs. You have needs. Remember we talked about codependency? Go watch that video if you haven't. But you shouldn't ignore your needs. There are needs. There's a way in which we receive love. There's ways in which we give love. And so you need a man that's going to care for you. You need a man who is considerate of you. So you shouldn't minimize what you need. There's a certain level of care that you need. Everything comes with a manual as it relates to its care. This remote I have right here told me, one, how to use it, okay? And if I don't use this remote the way that I'm supposed to, this light over here is not going to turn on. Some of you are the remote and you are operate without batteries, meaning that you're over functioning or functioning incorrectly. And if you function incorrectly, that means you're allowing yourself to be abused, okay? So self-abandonment, ignoring your needs, silencing your intuition. Your intuition telling you something is off. And you're like, no, it's okay. But let's be honest. We didn't learn to silence our intuition in relationship. We learned how to silence our intuition in childhood. Okay. So self-abandonment is you know that something is off, but you don't speak up to address it. Or you allow him to talk you out of what you know is not true. You see him flirty with a woman at work. You say, who is she? Oh, she nobody, just a coworker. Why you smiling that big with your coworker that we can see your missing tooth in the back? If you a dentist, tell us what that missing tooth is in the back. Okay, is that a molar? You missing your bicuspid. We see how your bicuspid that got to. Why are you smiling that giggling sniggling with her like that shining teeth? Okay, you lower your standards to avoid loss. You betray yourself. That's self-abandonment. You betray yourself to keep someone else comfortable. You know it makes you uncomfortable. You know that it's against your morals or your values or your ethics, but you'll betray yourself. And you know that's a hard thing to heal from, to recover from, when you betray yourself, when you say, I know better. I should have known better. I should have known I shouldn't have did that. Don't betray you for him. Don't betray yourself in order to keep him comfortable. Let's say, for instance, you are a up and coming. I got some beautiful young professionals. I mean, when I ask you guys what it is that you do for a living, you guys do some amazing things. You are really impactful. And let's say you always take, it's tax season. And so you always take your taxes and put it in your 401k. Why? Because you're building for a future. But he's like, babe, you know, let me get a loan from you because I got this business idea. So you betray yourself. And not just your present self, but your future self. And not just your future self, but your past self, because you made a vow to yourself. Ooh. When you're in a relationship with your current man, but you made a vow previously that I'll never let a man talk to me like this. I'll never let a man treat me like this. But you allow it, you're betraying yourself. Okay? Self-abandonment is also staying in situations that emotionally drain you, or financially drain you, or spiritually drain you, or physically drain you. That man sees you overworking. You work 10 hours at work, you come home. He never asks you, baby, you okay? He never says, baby, sit down, take a break. He never says that to you. He just allows you to work and work and work and work yourself to death. On TikTok, it says, boy, I saw this video. A woman says, boy equals burden on you. Man equals meets all your needs. And when you're self-abandoning, when you're engaging in self-abandonment, that means that you have encountered a boy, because a man would never allow you to show up that way. Even when you hyper independent, a man will say, listen, sugar, go sit down. Sit down. I got it. He gets offended when you get in his way. Yesterday, I saw a lady, it was yesterday morning, it was cold outside, changing her tire. And I thought to myself, I don't even know how to do that. So I would have been stranded because it was close to where I lived. But when I tell you, I was like, why is she out there doing it? Yeah, you know, as a woman, yes, you know how to do many things. But when there's a man in your life, or AAA, you should have to, okay? In relationships, self-abandonment often sounds like he's trying. He had a rough childhood. He'll change once he feels secure. I just need to love him harder. Or also, sometimes in religious spaces, self-abandonment is, if I just pray for him, I'm not having enough faith. I know God will change him. I know my kingdom spouse, my prodigal spouse. A prodigal spouse, that is not biblical. That's self-abandonment. Okay? Let's be clear. Explaining someone's behavior is not the same as accepting it. So you know why he's doing what he's doing, but you need to make a decision on why you're staying. And if you're staying 5, 10, 7 years for him to change, and he's telling you he's going to, but he's not doing it, he has no intent to really change. A person who wants to change, now do we all relapse? We do. It's February, so everybody who had goals in January may not be still hitting those goals like they were before. But this is the thing. You get back on it and you start again. When you see that he's really trying to be consistent, that's one thing. But let me say this, there are some behaviors that you shouldn't stay around for. So he said that so for instance, he cheated on you, right? Oh, I'm going to change, but he keeps doing it. Go. Let's say he's taking your money and he's gambling it. He has addiction. You need to go. Stop staying in relationships where you have to betray yourself in order to maintain the status. No, right? Okay. I want you to know that waiting is not passive. Waiting is a choice, and it always has a cost. When you wait for a man to change, you delay your own life. You pause your desires. You shrink your expectancies of him and also yourself. Why are you waiting? Okay. I want you to, if you're watching this, you probably are watching this because you're like, Samantha, I need an answer. I want you to take out a piece of paper. And I want you to give 10 legitimate reasons why you're waiting on him to change. And it can't be your children. We're going to go ahead and nix that. I don't want my kids to come from a broken home. They're present in a broken home. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't want my kids to come from a broken home, but they're present in a broken home. Do you not know that you can have a whole home as a single woman? I know society don't want to tell you that. Oh, you know, kids that grow up in single homes, they gonna be If you happy, them kids gonna be all right. So you get a piece of paper, 1 through 10, and you need to have legitimate reasons. And those reasons need to be so legitimate that if you were to stand in front of a judge would say, you know what? Yeah, you should stay. Those are all legitimate reasons. If you can't come up with 10, or the reasons you come up with feel like more of an excuse, well, he's really trying, Cynthia. How is he trying? Tell me, how is he trying? But when you say he's really trying, you need to be able to document every fact on how he's trying. This man hasn't held a job in 5 years. Cynthia, he's really trying. How? Well, he's completed these many applications. He goes and I know when I lived in Pooler, Georgia, there was an area where men would stand, those that were in construction, for work. He goes there every morning. He's doing Uber. He's doing Grubhub. These are all the things that he's doing. He's not making the money that he used to, but this is what he's doing. Okay, cool. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. But you got to be concrete and how and describing how he's really changing. Okay. And that when you do those 10, you got to be concrete. These are the facts of what he's doing. He says that he's not going to cheat anymore. Okay. What is he doing? He's going to therapy. He's giving me the location in his phone. He's no longer in the areas where he used to cheat, meaning if he used to chronically cheat with those women on his job, he's found another place of employment. He's no longer engaging in conversations with women. He's not going to lunch with women because he understands this behavior. He understands that if I do this, then this is going to happen. He's shaping and changing his behavior. Let's say he had a gambling addiction. Okay. What is he no longer doing? He doesn't, what is it? Price Picks. He's removed all types of apps from his phone that encourage gambling. He's going to Gambling Anonymous weekly and consistently. But when he has the urge, he does that. I now manage the finances. If he needs lunch money, he has to go to me in order to get it. Has to be concrete, okay? What else? Waiting is when you wait, you also train yourself to accept breadcrumbs. And the longer you wait, the more emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually invested you become. And that's an expensive price. In the society we live in, they want women to sacrifice for relationships, not compromise. You're taught to sacrifice. But I want you to know that your life is valuable. You deserve a life in which there is happiness. You deserve a life in which you are whole. If you're one of my Heal Squad members that you've told me, you shared me, Smithy, I grew up in foster care. I grew up in a home that wasn't healthy. Look at this. So you was raised by your parents or in foster care till 18. Now foster care, you can sign, if you don't know, you're watching this and you're in foster care right now, you can sign yourself back in and stay there a little bit longer. Do not leave foster care without a plan. I know you may not want to be there. I know you're like, Samantha, you don't know how they treat me. I do. But what I don't want, especially if you're a young woman, I don't want you to be more vulnerable than you are. You work with your caseworker about a plan, you to go to college or whatever, some type of program so you can take care of yourself. Don't sign out at 18 without no plan. That's the social worker in me. Let me pay attention, get to what it is that I'm supposed to be here for. Okay, all right, and okay. Right? The longer you wait, the more invested you become. This is why a woman will stay 5, 7, 10 years hoping for a different version of the same man, and he's not changing because he's not going to change because he don't want to change. He going to tell you he going to change. And let me tell you why. He tells you he's going to change. Men do not change because you are patient. They change when they are uncomfortable enough to lose access. But also they change when they want to change. Why? Because there's something that motivates them to change. If a man is tired of being broke, guess what? He is going to go find a way to make some money. If a man is tired of struggling as it relates to his body, he's going to go to the gym and work out. A man changes because he wants to, not because you're asking him to, not because you're begging him to. And if he learns, I really don't have to, she gonna give me everything I want, he's not going to. Okay? If a man gets companionship, emotional support, sexual access, loyalty, understanding, financial support. You run the man's whole life for him. He don't have to do nothing. What would he change for? If I had a man come in my life, right? Y'all, I'm mouthy, okay? Y'all probably picked that up. I'm mouthy. The mouth can be sharp. I got to tame. I tame my tongue, but it can be sharp. If a man came in my life and I talked that to him sideways and he accepted that and I ain't got to change, he ain't never checked me on that. Like, hey, Cynthia, hey, your tone now. I'll be like, well, I can talk to him any kind of way. But also, there's a level of integrity a man should have as it relates to you. There should be a way that he wants to show up, that he desires to show up. Okay? He should want to take care of his woman and his children. He shouldn't see his woman unhappy with him and be okay with that, and then he allowing you to waste months and years of your life. No, a man of integrity, he has his own internal code, shows up a certain way. I'm gonna take care of my woman. I'm gonna make sure that she's mentally well and emotionally well and spiritually well and financially well. I'm not gonna have that woman struggle with me. I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel like a man. I got this woman struggling with me. I don't feel like a man. I'm hurting my woman over and over and over again. No. But when a man has access to all these things that I've talked about, right? There's no incentive for him to change. Waiting often rewards the very behavior you're hoping he'll stop. Sometimes you leaving the relationship is what turns the light on. Now, we're not doing that to manipulate, because once you leave, get on. Okay? But when you stay, especially my girlies that say, oh, Cynthia, I'm staying for the children. Did you ask your kids if they wanted that? Any woman who I've ever heard say, I'm staying for the kids, them kids be like, I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to be, Mama, I don't even want to be here. If it's bad for you, it's bad for me. You're not staying, you're engaging in self-abandonment. But you're using your children as an excuse. Like I said, oh, I don't want my kids to grow up in a broken home. They already got one. If you are married or you're in a relationship to a man that's watching you struggle and suffer as a woman, and you need to also check your internal beliefs saying, I got to keep my family together. I got to do this. I got to do that. How is it that the two of you don't have the same belief? How come he don't believe that he got to stand up and show up a certain type of way to keep his family together? And it's only until you threaten to leave, because he already in his mind knows she ain't really going to go nowhere. She going to threaten to leave. I changed for about a good 30, 90 days, and then she'll stay and I can get comfortable and go back to the old stuff that I used to. If you decide to leave, get gone. Tell that man, I know you want me to come back, baby, come back. Okay, but I need to see some things from you before I return. It's not, oh, you got a job and you work that job for 30 days. No, I need you to see, we could date. I'll stay here, you stay there. I need to see you pay your rent for a whole year without asking me or anyone else for any money. I need you to be able to hold employment for a whole year. If it's in them, you're going to see it. If not, you're going to see it. But don't keep giving a man precious years of your life, especially I'm 37. If you are in your 20s, hear me. The same man will look at you and say, you need to be married by 25. And then they'll look at you and say, you need to hold a man down. And then when you waste a decade of your life, be like, what? Don't no man want you, you 35. Live your life the way you want to live your life, and live your life in a way that brings you joy and happiness. Stop sacrificing your happiness, your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being. Stop sacrificing it. I need to do a video, and I will, because you asked me to do a video as it relates to disrespect, and I will. But until I get there, hear this. Stop sacrificing yourself for a relationship. Relationships should be like the cherry on top. And if it's not like that, yeah, there's going to be hard times, but you get to determine what the hard time is. Cheating is not a hard time. Deception is not a hard time. Betraying you is not a hard time. That's not what it is. You don't accept that level of disrespect. Okay? also say this to you. And for many women, you need to stop mothering that man. When you feel like that you have to raise him, you are questioning his decisions. Like, why would you do that? Why did you think that was okay? You're mothering him. That's not a man who's ready to be in a relationship. And I see a lot of women waiting for men to grow up and to mature. Well, you need to leave him to his own devices. Okay? Now let's talk about compromise versus self-sacrifice. Healthy compromise looks like adjusting habits together. Okay? This could be you're pescatarian and he's a carnivore. And you're like, baby, I don't like cooking red meat. He's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll cook the steak and I'll cook your fish too. I don't worry about it. But adjusting habits together. Adjusting financial habits together. In this season, we need to really save for retirement. Or in this season, we really need to save because we're going to have a baby. And that's going to increase our financial responsibility. Adjusting habits together. All right? Growing with someone. Temporary discomfort with clear progress. So let's say, for instance, you meet this young man, he's in law school, and at that time, right, he may not have a lot of time, but he's like, baby, let me get through law school. This is the plan. This is the vision. This is what I want to do. And then I will have more time. That makes sense. Okay. So temporary discomfort with clear progress. Mutual effort and accountability. Your husband, your man, your boo, your babe, whoever you're dating needs to be accountable to you. A man who doesn't want to answer to his woman is not a man. He needs to be accountable. He needs to know, sugar, I can't do that because the way my lady set up, she's not going to like that. And I don't want to hurt my girl. Remember, he needs to be tender about you. I remember telling a client, so I may not have told you, but let me tell you this. Your man needs to be tender about you. Okay? You ever had a wound and it was somebody touched it and you go like that? That's how he needs to be responsive to you. And everybody around him needs to know he's tender and he don't play about you. Okay? Self-abandonment looks like years with no movement. He's telling you nothing but pipe dreams and the pipe ain't even that good. And at this point, he probably taking some medication for the pipe. Promises without action. Oh, baby, yeah, I got this business plan. You know, I'm trying to do this. Or, baby, you know, I'm in the studio. My music gonna take off. Or it could even be, oh yeah, I'm gonna show up more for the kids. I'm gonna help you out more around the house. I'm gonna do that. No action. You evolving while he stays the same, so you're not even growing together. You becoming smaller to keep him. So now your hopes, your dreams, and your desires are dying. There was a lady on TikTok. She said, I have the opportunity to live in New York for like 3 months. And it's my dream. My husband doesn't want me to. And there was an age gap difference in it. And everybody in the comments was like, girl, go after your dream. She was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. A man that loves you be like, girl, go to New York for 3 months. I'll come with you. If I can't come with you, then we'll just come and we're going to play boyfriend and girlfriend because I'm going to go up there or I'm going to see my girlfriend. You've held off having a child because of him. You've held off going to school because of him. He done told you y'all don't have money for you to chase your dream. Meanwhile, he's squandering and wasting the money on stuff he ain't got no business. No, you're not becoming smaller to stay with him when there's a man that has a capacity for you and your evolution. Growth has a timeline, avoidance does not. If years have passed and nothing has shifted, that's not patience, that's a pattern. He's showing you who he is and you're not respecting it. Over here, we respect the behavior of a man. We see it, we respect it, and we make a decision whether or not it's acceptable to us or it's not. So whether we're going to stay or whether we're going to go. That's what we do over here, okay? I want to talk about why women wait. Many women wait because you fear of starting over. Oh, Smithy, I've been with him 10 years. Or if I'm with him, what happens if I stay with him and then he changes for her? Listen, a leopard don't change his spots. Just because he's with her, he's the same person. He just is, his representative is dating. And then in a few more months or a couple more years, she about to see the same thing you saw. Okay? But there are, on the rare occasions, men that do change. But guess what? If he changed after the relationship, don't go back with him. Don't do that. Because you suffered years of disrespect. Okay? Attachment wounds. We've talked about that many times, right? Low self-trust. You don't trust yourself to make healthy decisions. So you sit in this one. You got to trust yourself. And the way you build trust with yourself is you got to do something different. Okay? Overemphasizing with male pain. Yeah, he may have grown up with trauma. So did you. Why is his pain more important than yours? So you abandon yourself and you allow him and you accept him showing up in this life that way. But you do it your very best. No, ma'am. Right? You have a belief that love must be earned. You've grown up with some of that good woman conditioning that you need to reject. Don't allow society don't allow society to make you show up a certain way. But society ain't pressuring him to stand up as a man. Well, a good woman hold her man down. A good woman, listen, be a bad girl then. Be a bad girl. Be like Riri. Be a bad girl, okay? Many women were taught if you're loving enough, he'll choose you. But love does not transform unwilling people. He doesn't want to change. If you don't get nut from this, he don't want to change, okay? So this is the question that you should be asking. Instead of asking, will he ever change? You need to ask yourself, can I live peacefully if he never does? If the answer is no, then waiting is not love, it's self-betrayal. So ask yourself, can I live peacefully if he ever does? If he never changes. There are going to be things about your man that gets on your nerve. You don't like it when he cutting his toenails in the bed. Remember that Martin episode where Tommy cut his toenail? And was it Tommy or Cole cut toenail, hit Gina bow? You may not like that. That's cool, okay? But there's some things about a person that should be a non-negotiable for you, okay? So I want you to know that you are not wrong for wanting consistency. You are not impatient for wanting forward movement. You are not disloyal for choosing yourself. A man's potential is not a relationship. Time doesn't equal investment, okay? You could be making an egregious investment by continuing to give that man your life, okay? I want you to know that you don't have to abandon yourself to prove that you can love. And it's my hope that with this video, you move from waiting on a man to change and self-abandonment to choosing yourself. My name is Cynthia. This is Heal the New Sexy.